Today I want to share with you a pre-order and a couple of unexpected gifts. In the age of 2-day shipping, we are used to getting things that we order right away. And because of that, we sit and wait for them in anticipation, and when they arrive, we are excited, but it also the excitement goes away. On the flip side, when you order something as a pre-order, you actually forget about it, and then when you receive it, you're so pleasantly surprised. So this is what exactly happened with this shipment right here from Allie Ryaz. So let me open this up and move these two things, which were unexpected gifts, to the side, and then we're going to talk about them after. So I found Allie on Instagram from someone's post, and what attracted me to her post right away was the fact that she was using a super chunky notebook. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I'm obsessed with chunky notebooks. In fact, I have a video dedicated to nothing but chunky notebooks from different makers and different manufacturers, different thicknesses, different types of paper. And so, as they say, there is no thick chunky notebook that I wouldn't love. So when I saw Allie using one, I was so intrigued, and I love the fact that she writes in it with a fountain pen, and just the images and videos of the super chunky notebook that she journals in daily were amazing. But then I also realized that those notebooks are made by Allie herself. She sells them. You do need to get them on the pre-order, at least at this moment. And when she opened her pre-order for the next shipment, I was there, you bet. That was in the end of last year, so naturally, with New Year coming and all the craziness, I totally forgot that I ordered one. So when this box arrived the other day, I was so surprised because I've been trying not to order anything this year. I'm trying to keep my stationery expenses under control, since I already have everything I can possibly need. So when this box arrived, I was surprised and thought, what was it I ordered? And when I saw the logo, I was like, oh my god, yes, this is the pre-order of the very thick and chunky notebook that I got from her. So let's open it up together. Let me get it out of this box. And there it is. I love this color. Look how beautiful this cover is. Kind of matches my background here. Let me open this up so I avoid all the shine. I know you couldn't tell in the packaging, but the cover is fabric. It's like a linen. It has nice texture. It's very pleasant to hold because it's not plasticky or sticky. And just a few words about these notebooks. So these notebooks that Allie creates come in different sizes. I believe she added new sizes just recently, but when I ordered the book, I believe they were available in A5 and B6. And as much as I love A5, I decided to go with B6 because I knew that the notebook is very thick. So in A5 it would have been just super heavy. Plus I already have a notebook kind of like that, not exactly. This one is definitely a very unique, but I decided to go with B6. Another thing is because this is a very thick notebook, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I decided to go with a soft cover. So this is soft cover versus hardcover, which both are offered by Allie, because I knew that as I use the notebook and put different things in it and stickers and embellishments, it will chunk up, and it will be just easier to hold it and handle it in a soft cover versus hardcover. Soft cover kind of gives you more room for your notebook to chunk up. So let me show you this notebook, how thick it is. Yes, this is how thick it is. And I know you've seen thick notebooks like that in my videos before, but one thing you need to know is that yes, I have notebooks as thick as these, but those notebooks come with a regular paper, and because of that, they have at most about 300 to 400 pages. This notebook is made out of Tomoe River Paper, and if you know Tomoe River Paper, you know that the paper is very thin and allows you to put a lot of pages into notebook while keeping notebook in about standard size. So this little baby has the most pages that I've seen in any notebooks that I own or any notebooks that I've seen out there. This little baby is 1,000 pages. Yes, you heard me right. It has 1,000 pages of Tomoe River paper. Look how cool this is. And as you can imagine, with 1,000 pages, if you use it for journaling, for example, page per day, you will basically be able to use this for about 3 years. 2.5 for sure. Isn't that incredible? Or if you are a very prolific writer and you journal with a lot of pages per day, it will definitely last you for a whole year. And with the B6 size, it's small enough to be able to carry it along and throw it in your purse. Of course, it's pretty heavy, but still have enough room for your hand to glide and to write. So all of these characteristics, that's what attracted me to this notebook and to this specific size. So now let's open it and look inside. So as I mentioned, the cover is linen. It's like reminds me of a birch tree, so it's really pretty. And when you open it, you have you clear insert here, and then your pages start. And as I mentioned, this is Tomoe River Paper. It's a great notebook. Another thing that totally attracted me to this notebook, because if you've seen any of my videos, you know how much I love grid paper, and this one is a true grid, not dot grid. So graph paper, math paper, however you want to call it. And it's so smooth, your classic Tomoe River paper. Look how thin it is. If you know, you know. And it is a grid, and this grid is 3.7 millimeters, so not too big. Your standard one is about 5 millimeters. That's what I'm used to in notebooks, but I also know that a lot of notebooks come in 3.5, 3.7. So to me, this size is pretty nice. It's kind of in between of like the smallest graded notebooks. For example, Midori Hibino, which I believe has like 3 millimeter, which is super tiny, and you have to have either very small handwriting or use 2 square per each letter. This one is in between, right, of very small and your standardized 5 millimeter grid. So if your handwriting is medium to small, you definitely will be very comfortable writing. Or if your handwriting is slightly bigger, like mine, again, you can use 2 cells, or 2 squares per each letter, or skip a row between your writing, if that's what you want to do. The paper here is, the grid here is edge to edge. Some notebooks I've seen you have your grid outline and has a clear border. This one is edge to edge, so you can write all the way to the end of your paper, not worrying that there is no grid there anymore. Another thing to keep in mind, there are no page numbers, so if you want to treat this as a bullet journal or a numbered journal where you want to be able to reference to something, you will need to number the pages, or you can always put a tab on the page where it's very meaningful to you, or a sticky note, kind of those little clear tabs that you can use to when you're reading a book, to find your place in there. And of course, as I mentioned, because it's so big, and if you might use it for more than 1 year, you can also put tabs for every month. So then when you get back to this notebook later on and you want to kind of revisit it, you'll be able to see that this was January of 2025 or December of 2026 as you go through your notebook. So as you can see, a lot of pages, plenty of pages. This notebook, as you can see, lays flat no matter where I open it. Yes, of course, keep in mind that because it is so thick, it's not going to be perfectly flat, because it's just nearly impossible to do so. But it is designed really well to lay flat like this instead of flipping itself over. And I think in part it's achieved by the way the binding is done. As you know, in some notebooks, this part would be glued to the back of the pages, and a lot of times when a notebook is really thick, over time this gets unglued or torn off and notebook starts falling apart. In this design, it is already separated, so you're not gonna run into that issue. So then the notebook can kind of breathe when you open it, and keep itself together over time, because with so many pages, you're going to be using it for a long time, so you want to be able to use it and for it to last. And just more note pages here, and then in the end you have basically same pages here as in the front. There are no page markers in here, This is just your good old notebooks, just with a whole ton of pages. As I mentioned, I got this one in soft cover because I got it with so many pages, and I knew that over time it will chunk up severely, significantly, because that's what Tomoe River Paper does when you use it, even if you just write on it without any stickers. But I intend to throw some ephemera, maybe not every day on every page, but you know I will put pictures and photos and stickers and washi tape here and there on there, and because of that I decided to go with the soft cover and not the hard cover, but Allie does offer the hard cover if you want to. So how cute is it? Two more things I want to talk about this notebook before I move on to my unexpected gifts is, because it's soft cover, I kind of envision to also use it with a pretty thick cover on the top, the one that can hold additional pens and you know, ephemera and stuff like that. If you've seen my videos, you know I love to use my notebooks with covers. It kind of gives them more heft and more significance. Now this notebook is very thick. I'm pretty sure that there are not a lot of covers out there that will be able to fit it. I kind of ran into a similar problem to solve when I bought Midori Hibino, because Midori Hibino has 2 pages per day. So it has at least 365 times 2. I don't remember the top of my head, but it has a very high number of pages. And to be able to fit this notebook into a cover, I ended up getting Moterm A6 cover, and it like barely fitted just to be able to cover it, but it was not like super comfortable fit. I saw that Allie uses hers, Our Estelle cover. It's a really beautiful boucle gingham cover. I might consider to maybe get it. I'll think about it. I'm probably gonna ask my husband to get it for me for Mother's Day, but I wanted to see if it could fit into a B6 cover that I already have. So let's see if it does. So B6 cover that I have is this one. It's another Moterm. So this is Moterm in B6, and right now it's housing another thick notebook that I was very excited about, and this one is Common Planner. This one has a page per day, so it is pretty thick. It is enough pages for the whole year, plus pages for weeklies and quarterlies and monthly. So as you can see, it is a pretty thick notebook all in its own right. It's also grid. I believe it's about the same grid size, but of course it's not as thick as the one that I just showed you. Still, because this cover was able to fit this thick notebook, let's see if we can fit this one. Alright, so first of all, I'll try to put it into the cover as is, and then I'll see if I can fit it into this back pocket. So first of all, I have pens here. I'll keep this one. I'll take this one out because it is taking up at least, you know, half an inch of space. So I think it might not allow this notebook to fit. So if I put it like this right up to the edge and try to close it, let's see what we get. Oh, it actually kind of fits, and let's see. I can actually put the clasp on the very first popper here, not without, you know, a little bit of effort, but so there you have it. So it kind of fits. I mean, to me this fit reminds me literally of Midori Hibino, because that's how that one fit. It makes the page bow a little bit because it's not big enough to really fit it. Of course I can put this one on the first popper, so it will give the notebook a bit of better room to breathe, but then you see a little bit of a cover here. So now this is just the cover right over the notebook. Let me see if I can fit it into the back, and then how that will fit all together. And otherwise I will need to look around what other covers can possibly fit such a thick notebook. I doubt I might find any or lots. As I mentioned, Allie herself uses our Estelle one, so maybe that one is up for consideration. Okay, so I slid it in the back. Alright, so it's basically pretty much same fit. It does work. I am actually pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure if it will fit. You do see a bit of a cover sticking out here. I don't mind that. If you mind that, there's something to keep in mind. But otherwise, if you want to protect this notebook, especially since it has this beautiful light cover, you can use this B6 from Moterm. I believe it's a regular B6, not narrow. As you know, B6 sometimes comes in a narrow size. This one is just a regular one. So it can work. Another thing to consider is to have a clear cover on here. Again, because notebook is really thick, I don't believe you can find a ready cover to fit it, but I believe what I saw Allie do is she got a clear cover from a slightly bigger notebook like A5, then fit it around and then just trimmed the excess of the height. I don't know if that's something you want to try. Maybe with time, Salty Katie will start carrying something like this, you know, the clear cover that would fit a B6 with 1000 pages. We'll see, but until then, obviously I can be very careful using notebook as is, or I can carry it in this cover right here, and I will just need to get another cover for the sterling ink notebook that I just taken out of here. So now another thing I want to do with this notebook is try out different pens. Yes, it's Tomoe River Paper and we all know how it works, but it's always fun to try the paper in the specific notebook that you have and see how it handles different pens. But before I do that, I think we should open my unexpected gifts first, and you will see why. So recently my husband and I, we went on a small local vacation to celebrate Valentine's Day, because that's the day when we started to date back in the day. And among several gifts that he gave me, he surprised me with these two stationery gifts. Those of you into fountain pens can readily recognize this symbol. This is TWSBI. TWSBI fountain pens are so wonderful. I own two and I love them so much. My first TWSBI pen, I think I owned it for at least 8 to 10 years. I don't even remember. I have talked about it in my previous videos. I have also covered another TWSBI pen that I acquired more recently. Those pens are wonderful. TWSBI can hold ink for like a year without drying out. It writes so smoothly. The one that I have is in the medium nib, and my husband got me another one. Totally surprised me. I didn't know he was getting me fountain pens, so let's move this one aside. So of course I've already opened it and already filled it with ink because I couldn't wait. So this specific one is Eco T, and it is a fully on demonstrator pen. So because TWSBI have their own barrel for the ink, they kind of already are demonstrators to a degree, because the portion of the pen that holds the ink is clear, so you always see the color of your ink, and it kind of gives your pen a color right from the ink that you put in. But he got me a fully demonstrator pen, so this is the pen that is completely clear. And to take an advantage of this fully clear pen, I decided to fill it in with diamine ink in turquoise to also kind of match the packaging here too. totally not planned. So here it is. Look how beautiful it is. I love TWSBIs, especially Ecoline. They're wonderful. I mean, look how big this barrel is. I can probably use this ink for like 6 months and not have to refill. And as I mentioned, it doesn't dry. I have a pen. I have another Eco in my fountain pen case. I think I haven't touched it for at least 1.5 or 2 years. And I looked at it this morning and ink is still in there and it's liquid and it's not dry, and I was able to just pick it out and write with it, which is amazing because I do own a number of fountain pens. And a lot of them, if I forget to use them, I have to clean them and wash them thoroughly because ink does dry, even if the cap fits perfectly and all of that. TWSBIs do what they promise and the ink just stays there. So in TWSBI, this specific one is a screw-on cap. As you can see, it's completely clear. So is the pen. All of it end to end is clear. And I know this is a dark turquoise ink and perhaps it doesn't come across on camera, but as you can see that when you look through it, the whole pen takes on the color of the ink. You can see it in this portion, you can see it in this portion, and this one is the twist mechanism, and this is in fine nib, which I was very excited because, as I mentioned, the one that I already have is in medium, and it's a very smooth, very wet writing pen. So I was always wondering to try this pen in fine and see how it writes, because especially if you write on paper that has a very small size of lines or small size of grid, it's nicer to write with a fine pen because then you can fit letters into smaller size, write smaller, which is perfect actually for this notebook that I received completely independently of my husband's gift. And I was very excited because when I got a notebook and saw this grid size, I thought to myself, I have just the perfect pen to write in that notebook, especially because it is Tomoe River Paper, which is fountain pen friendly. So I can't wait to try this pen on this notebook in just a minute. So that was my unexpected TWSBI Eco T pen. And then my husband gifted me another pen, as you can see on the box, from Wordsworth Black. So this one is a erudite collection, literary artistry fountain pen, and this company hails from England, which I am very excited about. As you can see, it says designed in the UK. And let's open it up. So of course I already opened it and also filled it with ink. Very excited about this pen at all as well, because I don't believe I own one from this company, at least not the one that I've tried super recently. And I wasn't sure how it would write, because this pen is also in fine nib. So first of all, let's talk about this box. So gorgeous, so chunky and so soft. I love this whole black leather with embossed logo, very classy. Definitely an amazing gift, very giftable pen. I know every fountain pen enthusiast would love to get pen, no matter how it's packaged, but when it comes like this, very nice. I was very excited. I joked with my husband, and one day when I become a successful writer, I will be, autographing all the books with this pen. I'm gonna bring it in the box and set it on the table at my book signing. But let's open it up. So I was very impressed with everything that this company offered in this package. First of all, back to this box. Inside it is this cream velvet. So far the pens that I got in the box had like a silk inside, which is also really nice, but this kind of to me adds even more luxury, because it's like this velvety finish and it's also embossed with the logo. By the way, look at this logo, isn't it cute? It has a quail as one of the parts of the W. I thought it was so cute. Now inside you see you have the pen, and then you have cartridges, which is wonderful, because if you get fountain pen for the first time and you don't have any cartridges, or inks, then now you're stuck with the pen that you cannot write with until you go out and get the cartridges. And you also might not know what kind of size of cartridge the pen takes, since there are several out there on the market. This one comes with cartridges right away, which I really appreciate. And what I appreciate even more is that there are 24 of them in here. The pens that I've got before that had cartridges with them, I believe the most I ever got was maybe 2. Usually it's just 1, and usually it's in blue. I personally prefer black ink to blue. This one comes with both colors. You have both black and blue inks here, which I thought was so thoughtful. Again, 24, so 12 of each in this nice neat package that you can, it's like a matchbox, so you can always keep to the side of your desk, slide it out and replace it when need. But the best part is not even that. The best part that this pen comes with a converter, so you don't even need these inks, or you have a choice. If you have ink of your own, or if you want to try ink of the color that's different from this one, you can use converter. If you don't want to deal with bottle ink, you can use their cartridges, and of course then replace it when they run out. I believe these are standard size, like the one that Carica Sport uses, just from the size and the look. But how thoughtful is that? I thought it was such a good offering that the pen comes in this beautiful box. Inside it looks really nice. You have this gorgeous pen, it comes with all of these inks, and it comes with converter. So of course, because it had the converter, I decided to fill it with ink of my choice, and the one that's in here, I don't know if you can tell, it's a deep burgundy ink, and that's a Writer's Blood from Diamine, which is one of my favorite inks. Just the name alone is amazing, and I love burgundy. So now look at the pen. Look how gorgeous it is. I don't have a lot of pens that have a black nib, so I was very excited to have one. And this one is also in fine nib. I believe I already mentioned it, but the cutest thing is that if you flip it over, I don't know if you can see it because it's very small, but the breathing hole on the back of the pen is in the shape of a heart. I thought it was so cute. I thought it was like the cutest thing. And if you were here with me, you will see how heavy this pen is. So as much as a TWSBI is all plastic pen, and it's has a lot of parts, and it's a big pen, so it's really heavy just because of that. It's also a big pen, right? And this pen is slender, and when it fits in my hand, it's such a nice fit. It's almost like very ladylike pen because it's on a smaller scale. But I haven't looked into materials, but I'm pretty sure it's a steel, and it is a pretty heavy, hefty pen, and I really appreciated that because it feels so solid, so regal, because it's dark, it's black, it's metal, it's very heavy, and of course it comes in this gorgeous box. So all in all, going back to amazing gift, this pen would make a great gift to any stationery lover, especially those who like fountain pens. If you want to start someone with a fountain pen, you can definitely give them this because they will have everything they need all in one package. So I cannot wait to try this one out as well with my new notebook. So this one is a snap-on cap, and this one is a twist-on. Because I got this pen just recently and I haven't owned one like that, I don't know how well it holds the ink over a long time period. Cannot attest to that, but otherwise everything about this pen is so beautiful. You have this nice ribbon here. You also have a little elastic, so when you hold your pen here in the box without any ink, it can definitely hold its own. It's not going to run around the box, so it can be like this. Very nice. So when you take it with you somewhere and open it, your pen will be in place and not, you know, falling out of the box. Alright, now that I shared these beautiful pens with you, it's time to give them a whirl in this new notebook. So actually, let me take it out of the cover for now, and I will borrow this pen as well. So the writing instruments that I want to try today would be obviously these two fountain pens here from two different makers. They're both in fine nib, as I mentioned. Then I want to try my favorite ENERGEL Clena here. I also want to try this 1P over here, very fine, as you guys know. Also Mildliners, some Ohuhu markers, and also dual brush pens from Tomoe. So, you know, a little bit of variety. I didn't bring my full arsenal like I've done in my previous videos, but I think it's gonna give us pretty good idea of how the paper handles different pens and markers. So let's go to the back. I think I'm gonna do it on this page here, and then we're gonna flip over and see how it fared. Don't you love new notebooks? All the pages are like stuck together. I love it. It's so like crinkly and crispy, like getting a brand new book. And because this notebook is so thick, it literally feels like getting a book. Alright, so which one are we gonna do first? Let's do the fountain pens. I actually gonna use this box to put under the notebook just to rest my hand, since I'm gonna be writing on here. Something to think about, by the way. Obviously the notebook is very thick, so as you start using it or you end using it, you will need to put something underneath, either the back or the front. It's the same issue you would have had with any thick notebooks, but thick notebook love, you know, I don't mind that at all. So let me get this pen out of here first so I can use the box. Alright, so let's tilt it a bit. Get these guys over here. Alright, so first one, let me use this one. Okay. So again, this pen is from Wordsworth, and it's in fine nib. And it's with diamond ink called Writer's Blood. Alright. Wordsworth. And fine nib. Diamond. And Writer's Blood. As you can see, Writer's Blood is pretty dark ink. It is actually really dark burgundy, like a burnt blood. And because this pen, even though it's fine, it actually writes pretty juicy, so the ink is coming out pretty dark. I really like this pen. It's not as juicy as TWSBI, so you can actually hear a little bit of a scratch when I write, but it's not a scratch where it's a scratchy pen. It's just a very controlled ink distribution. and I let my husband try both of these. He's not a fountain pen writer kind of person, and he told me that he liked this one better than TWSBI. I was kind of surprised. I thought he was gonna say, oh, I like TWSBI, it's so smooth. But I think because he is not, he usually doesn't write with fountain pen, he liked to be able to control the ink better. It felt to him like how real quote-unquote pen would be writing with, when your ink is not running away from you, so you feel a little more or less in control of your pen. So he really liked this one. I really like it too. Definitely use it with regular or wet ink. I think inks that are on the drier side, or inks that tend to clog up, might not perform as well. But again, very nice pen, and when I filled it in with ink, it was writing right away, so it's very nice. So now we're gonna try our TWSBI. TWSBI. I love TWSBI so much. Just forever and ever will love TWSBI. It's such a smooth pen. So this one is in fine, and again, even though it's in fine nib, as you might know if you're into fountain pen, fine nibs do not perform the same coming from different companies. TWSBI is fine. It's just as juicy as its medium. I have fine pens from other makers that are true fine, and they're like very thin and sometimes a bit too scratchy to my liking. TWSBI performs so well no matter what nib size it is. So I'm really enjoying this pen. I'm definitely gonna write with it in this notebook. So this one is a diamine in turquoise. Okay. Definitely a wonderful feeling to be writing with fountain pen. Next, we're gonna do ENERGEL Clena, and I believe this one is in 0.4. So ENERGEL Clena, also in turquoise, in 0.4. I love me ENERGEL Clenas. I think they are such a wonderful pen. If you like gel pens, nothing better, in my opinion. I know everyone has their preferences, but ever since I discovered ENERGEL Clena from Helen from Coffee Monsters Co., I've been loving this pen, and I've tried other different, preferred gel pens that everyone is raving about, and I still find myself coming back to ENERGEL Clenas. I just love them so much, and I have them in several colors. Obviously, you can see that I really love turquoise colors. So now the little chunky 1P, everyone been going crazy about it when it came out. I have it in 2 different colors. I have it in this coffee brown to match the cover that I just showed you, and then I have, of course, one in like baby blue turquoise. What a surprise! I'm gonna actually put something on here so it stays. Alright, my new favorite notebook clip over here with the kitty and the moon. Alright, so this one is Uni Ball. Alright, so this one is Uni 1P. And this one is in, I believe it's 0.3 in back. Feels really nice on this paper. I've tried this one on different papers, just like regular notebooks, bullet journals, and so forth, but it definitely feels really nice on this paper, especially being so fine. Okay, so these were just few pens, gel, and also fountain pens. So now let's do markers. So since Ohuhu is on the top here, let's try with that. Start with that. Let's do a blue one and maybe like a darker one. Let's do maybe a purple here. Alright, so these are Ohuhu. So these are dual-sided. These are specifically journaling markers. Ohuhu obviously, of course, has like artist markers. They have alcohol-based ones and also no-bleed ones. So these are definitely no-bleed because they're specifically journaling ones. So they have the rounded tip, which is kind of like the dot, like zig dot kind of idea. And then you have the sharp end. So we're gonna say Ohuhu. Mostly very dark, so we'll see. And then same thing with the purple one. Definitely nice. I like that these dots are not too juicy. I believe the zig dot marker can give you very big dot, which is great if you're doing like flowers, but I'm always worried that to me that's a bit too much ink, so I got these to make sure that it doesn't bleed. And these feel different because this one is actually metallic. As you can see, it's like a metallic blue, and this one's just like a regular color, so they even felt differently when I was writing with them. Alright, our beloved Mildliners. I'm gonna get a very mild, and I'm gonna get a darker one. So I'm just gonna do like a kind of highlighting stuff. And of course, Mildliners have sharp tip as well. And then the silver one or gray one, and also Mildliner. Alright, and then another beloved marker here is Tomoe's. So I'm gonna get a lighter one and a darker one. I know these are very light because this is a pastel set. I love this. I'm actually working on bookmarks with these kind of houses on them, like this Amsterdam scenery. But let's get this light one, and then I'll get, I mean, to me that's probably the darkest one of all of these. So let's do like a highlighting action over here. Oh, such a light color. And then the sharp end. Oops, not Mildliner. What am I doing? Thank God it's very light so you cannot see what I've written. I've written the wrong thing. And now this purple. And this one is Tomoe. As you can see, this is very light, so just, you know, some artistry, I don't know if you can really like write a lot with them because they are very light in nature. Alright, so we did a good you know, sampling over here. Some inks are lighter, some darker, then thick ones. So let's flip the page and see how they're faring. Oh, interesting. So as you can see, most of them did pretty well. Yes, of course, you can see through a lot because that's just the nature of Tomoe River paper. It's very thin, so show through will always be there. That's just a part of the experience. The reason I'm saying interesting is because I see that this ohuhu is actually bleeding through. Yes, it's very little, but it did bleed through. So I'm actually surprised because I thought that Tomoe River paper actually prevents inks from bleeding through, but again, I believe this is probably a new Tomoe River paper. I haven't confirmed, and I know that it's slightly different from the old school one, but still, I mean, look at the variety of pens that I used here and highlighters, and the only one was the dot, and you know, with dot you press down and there's a lot of ink comes out. So maybe if you use this type of notebook, consider not doing dot kind of an action. But otherwise, every pen that I've used here, fountain pen or ink, you know, the gel pen and the highlighters, all did pretty well. So if you want to write in this notebook with variety of pens and do highlighting and drawing and stuff like that, looks like it should be able to handle it pretty well. Very nice to know because I've been missing writing with my fountain pens. I've been kind of in the regular notebooks, Moleskines and stuff like that. So I've been mostly writing with you know, gel pens and not as much with fountain pens. So I missed writing with fountain pens, and I wanted to have at least a notebook or two that I write in daily that I can do it with fountain pen. I mean, of course, if I want to switch around and write with my beloved ENERGEL Clena, I can do it as well. Would be just nice to have like a special journal where you write just with fountain pens, you know, very romantic like. So speaking of how am I planning to use this notebook, a lot of pages, right? As I mentioned, if to journal a page a day, I can write in this journal for at least 2.5 years. I do want to use this for long-term journaling, longhand journaling, also to write with my fountain pens. Probably something very similar to what Allie is using her notebook for. I totally recommend you going to her Insta. I will link to it in the description down below so you can see how beautiful her journals are. What I like about her journals is that they are mostly writing. She does embellish them here and there with beautiful stickers of flowers and lace and stuff like that, but mostly it's her writing longhand. She does use various inks in there. You will see sometimes she would write with a burgundy ink, kind of similar to the one that I have, and maybe the same one, I don't know. But also sometimes she writes in black, or various ink colors, and it's really cool because, as I mentioned, I have a lot of fountain pens, and they're just sitting there unused a lot of times because I am in notebooks that are not really designed for fountain pens. So it's nice to have a daily journal that is, fountain pen friendly and has a ton of pages. Look at this chunkiness. I still can't get over how thick it is and how many pages this notebook has. I can literally be in here forever. So very excited to use it for my daily journaling. I might not maybe show these pages on social media much because they might have, deepest desires and darkest secrets or something like that. But I'm definitely very excited about this notebook. I'm so glad I finally got it, so I can use it for the rest of this year and obviously next year as well, with a variety of the pens and markers that I have. And I hope you enjoyed this little look into this pre-order that I finally received, and these unexpected beautiful pens that my husband gave me. And if you like this kind of videos, please please subscribe. In the comments down below, let me know which one of these gifts and these new things of mine did you like the most. Have you tried this notebook from Allie Ryaz? Let me know what is your favorite fountain pen or fountain pen ink. I can't wait to hear from you, and otherwise I will see you in the next video, and until then, you take care.